we're back on in the studio with a segment on sports and you sports lovers. There is an annual preseason football tournament that is held actually at the Cathedral, that's in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, but this time around is the stadium that is at Enugu State. 8 teams are going to be playing for the 2024 competition. The 8 teams ranging from Rangers, Eyimba, there is Kano Pillars, there is Remo Stars, and interestingly there are other clubs from other countries, like there's a club from Komahia and other ones from Benin Republic, Cote, and we also have Calon FC of Sierra Leone and Queens from Brazil, to discuss extensively about this competition, this tournament is one, in fact, we have various. We have their secretary in person of Odunze, and we also have Oso, from Lagos, Odunze all the way from the United States. And we have here in the studio live, physically, that we can touch. And I also believe you can touch, if you approach in person of Ifeanyi Omo. He is also the CEO, Sky High Entertainment. Whether the sky goes or the high goes sky, either way, we have to go high.
Oh, yes.
He is the chairman of the marketing committee for this tournament. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Ably organized. How has it been so far?
Well, it's been tough because it's something new. Pre-season tournaments is not to football. It's not new in Nigeria, but this is the first time it's been taken this seriously, and it's the first time it's going international, if you can put it that way. So it's a new terrain for football in Nigeria, and I think that is why we are doing so much to see what we have seen. Okay, so that they can also understand that going through all this to get a properly organized tournament, organized to international standards.
Okay, so I'm curious, citizen. If you understand football very well, you would know that vacation period is for the players to recuperate, to rest, bounce back. Now, organizing this break, what's the impact on the players? And second, as you're explaining that, also explain what it's about in a nutshell.
Okay. Now, when players go on, they tend to wind down. Okay, that's when they catch their breath. Okay, having run for 38 weeks and all that. Now, but for sportsmen, if you lose or if you train actively for 3 weeks, you're likely to gain weight. You're likely to gain weight. And for you to start the next season without being in shape, it will take you another 2 or 3 weeks before you can get in shape. And by 2 or 3 weeks, you've lost some games. So what every football team does is to take out 3 weeks before the season starts to get back to lose whatever weight that must have been gained, to also get back mentally in shape, because it's one thing to be physically ready to play a match, but the footballers will tell you this, that they need to be mentally to go in to play every game. So when you go on holidays, you lose that form. So what preseason tournaments help the players do is to get back into competition. There are things they will not do throughout the entire season that the rest of us do. Okay, so when they're on break, they do all those things. Now, they need to get back in form for that season to start. Now, the season is about to start. Okay, and all teams, they play preseason. In fact, as we speak, Gor Mahia is playing in Tanzania. They're playing the Sekafa tournament in Tanzania just to get in shape, in competition mode. Okay, so it helps the players a lot. It helps because you might have also signed new players. This is the time for the new players
Blending
with the
to
old
the-
players. Okay, this is when it's time for the coaches to move their chess icons left and right and try out things. Okay, it's also a team that is coming from Brazil or from Kenya might also see a player here and decide they want to sign him. So the teams can also do business. And so it's fantastic for the teams. And this particular tournament tends to put money in the pockets of the teams as well. They make money. Usually during pre-seasons, the teams spend money for tournaments. But this time, the participating teams will make money.
How so?
Okay. For every match they play, there's an appearance fee that will be paid, whether you win or you lose. So for this one, for each team that plays a match gets 5 million naira.
For every episode?
Every appearance.
Okay.
Okay, whether they win the match or they lose it.
Oh, wow.
It's appearance
And
fee,
it's flat rate
flat rate.
for both winner and loser?
Yes, it's
Okay.
appearance just to show up.
Okay.
You have gotten 500 naira.
Okay.
Okay, and each team is sure of playing 3 matches.
Okay.
For the preliminaries. So each team is sure that no matter what happens, they're going home with 15 million naira.
Okay, sorry, just a quick one before you continue. Is it too late to sign up a team? Because,
I have
hearing
a
5
few,
million, do you
yes,
understand?
you
that
and I,
team,
and
can we
cook up
sign
some,
in our
You
team?
can sign for next year.
We can sign for
Why?
next year. Okay,
In
so
fact, there'll be more money for next year. So
For every appearance?
yes, you can go for next year. It will be
Okay.
bigger.
before you leave, you're going to tell us the process of application. Also, here alone, we'll have a guest from the United Nations, who is States. Okay, the United States.
Oduze actually.
Yes.
He's Oduze has connected us from the United States of America. Hello, good morning. Over here, Oduze.
Okay,
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Can you unmute your mic?
Yeah, my mic is not on.
Oduze is the secretary of the LOC, that's the local organizing committee. He's also a FIFA agent, football promoter, and a print manager as well. Oduze, can you hear us? Oduze.
Good morning. Oh boy, forget it.
Okay, I think we're still having issues here. But back to you, sir,
Yes.
in the studio. I would like to ask, so you said this is the first time this is happening.
Yes, it is.
What prompted the idea, and seeing the fact that you bring in just the Nigerian team, you went ahead to like Kenya and other
Benin
countries, Benin
Republic,
Republic as well. So what prompted this
Brazil.
idea?
Okay, this has been it's a long-term vision that we've had for the past 7 years.
Wow.
We've been 7 years, and we didn't want to do it small. Something that would attract attention to Enugu. Okay, we want to move Enugu from being a fringe city in the world to come to this of issues of football. Okay, so the whole idea in this is to not just to help the team. We also want to drive or rev the image of the city, okay, of Enugu, and also to bring businesses, okay, to the local traders. Okay, for example, if you have an average of 15,000 people in the state each day, imagine the number of okpa that will be sold. Okay, so that is business. That is serious business happening. And you know that Ogo alone, okpa goes with water, pure water, or it goes with a bottle, it goes with something.
Very true.
You know, so it's business. It's business, and it happens match days. Okay, so now going international is that each country that is being represented gains attention. Gains our attention. For example, it was because of this invitation that the CEO of Gor Mahia found that there is a market called Kenyatta Market in Enugu. And Kenyatta is from Kenya.
Yes.
So when I told him, he said it's not true. I told him, go to Google and check it out. And he went and he shouted. Okay, now a news reporter is coming in 4 days earlier to come and do a document to do a story on the Kenyatta market.
Okay, you heard that thought whilst we let Odunze join us from United States by Zoom. Good morning again.
Morning. Can you now?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear well. Can you hear me?
Okay. We can hear you too.
Okay, good morning. We're talking Coal City International Cup. Trying to find out what's the inspiration behind it.
Well, we know football, we'll call it a beautiful game. A game that Nigerians love, not just Nigerians, people from all over the world love the game. And it's always a great time when people gather to watch the game and enjoy it. And our people appreciate football so much. We have, I would say, over 80 million coaches in Nigeria. You see, when national teams play, people always have an opinion about the player, or about the strategy, tactical formations, and all that. So it's an opportunity to celebrate football right there in the cathedral, one only Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium. So we thought it would be a great thing to, create an opportunity for teams to come from out of Nigeria, rest of Africa, South America, just come together and enjoy football, and as well find a way to be a blessing to small businesses around Enugu. That's part of the motivation.
You know, a lot of people would expect. Okay, let me go straight. Just ask. Was this sponsored by the government of Enugu State? You know, I heard Ifeanyi say that trying to promote Enugu State. Was this sponsored, or was this an initiative of the Enugu State government? Or who are the sponsors?
It's a combined initiative. It's a combined initiative, and it's a collaboration with Sky High Entertainment and the Enugu State government. We have the support of the government, and we are leveraging that and hoping to make it a very successful event.
Okay, sir. Mr. Ifeanyi, this question is directed to you. You said you've been playing this for about 7 years now.
Yes.
I would like to ask, what were the changes all through that 7 years? Why did it take that long?
Okay, the major challenge in this is first and foremost for people to buy into the vision. Now, in this part of the world, we still see football as recreation. Don't get to see the business side of football. We don't see the things that can be done with football. For example, let me digress a little bit for 2 minutes. The civil war in Côte d'Ivoire some years ago, okay, and in the north versus the south or something. But it was Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure, they were the ones that led the peace discussions, footballers. They were the ones that led these discussions, okay, and that brought peace to Côte d'Ivoire. There are so many things that can be done through football. People that the government cannot can be influenced by footballers. Okay, I remember I traveled to, I remember where I traveled to, and I mentioned the president of Nigeria, and the people there didn't know him, but they knew.
Yes, that happened.
Yeah, it happened. They knew Kanu Nwankwo, they knew them very well. Okay, but so we are not leveraging some of those things. Okay, so yeah, but we kept on seeing it as is a tournament. They come, two teams to play themselves and all that. And we said no, it will not work if we do it that way. Now we'll be going back and forth until here comes His Excellency Peter Mbah. Okay, that immediately it was presented to him. He said, this is what he needs in Enugu. This is the thing that would attract Enugu. This is what will tell the world that Enugu is safe. This is what will tell that Enugu is ready for business.
Okay.
So he locked in.
Okay, so hold that thought. We have Uso Nwobodo joining us live on Zoom from Lagos. Morning, Uso. Good morning, Uso is also the executive director and member LOC, that's Local Organizing Committee. He is also a real estate and developer operations expert. So good morning.
Yes, thank you, sir. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear. Can you hear us?
Clearly.
Okay, so we've been talking with Ifeanyi and also Odunze, and we're trying to find make people understand what Coast City International Cup is about and how it's factored into the society. So,
come again?
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. Come again, please.
Okay, so I've been talking with Ifeanyi and Odunze about Coast City International Cup. We've made to understand, currently you have just 8 teams.
Yes.
Okay, how did you source for those teams? Did the team source for you, reach out to you?
We carefully looked at these teams and found that these teams will represent what we need at this point in time. So what we did was we knew that we had to get some things from Africa, so knew that we had to get some things from Nigeria, and we got a team from an international Brazil. So what we did, we just bought all the idea was to just make this tournament a big one, a very attractive one, to be the biggest in in Africa as a whole. So the teams had to be, we wrote to those teams and they wrote back to us and said, yes, they want to participate in the division, they keyed into it. And it's been wonderful because most of the people have met as we go along this meeting, as well planning this program. They keyed into it immediately. They saw the vision, they saw the prospect, and they said, yes, so to do this. And it's going to benefit everybody, Enugu State as a whole, the individuals, the businesses, the hotels. It's like I was saying before. Like if I was saying before, the business angle has not been addressed. And this is what we're trying to do now.
Don't know what they are teaching you. That's not the reason.
Okay, hello. Okay, we're trying to understand. Uso will get back to us. However, before he gets back, we mentioned already there are 8 teams, and we want to know what are the criteria that he said you selected those teams.
Okay.
So what were the criteria that they met in your eyes unconsciously? It's possible they even met it unconsciously. Approached them and you selected them.
Yes, we did.
So what were the criteria?
Okay, was crowd appeal. Okay, fan base.
Okay.
We looked at traditional teams. We looked at teams with the biggest fan base. Okay, and of course, Rangers is an institution, and also happened to win the tournament, to win the league last season. But even before then, Rangers was a fixed chip in the tournament as being the host. Okay, then Enyimba, former 2-time Africa champion as well. Okay, another crowd puller. Well, all of us know the last time Rangers played Enyimba.
It was an Oriental derby. I keep saying it was a derby.
And guess what? Day 1 of this tournament, 1st of August, Rangers is going back again in Enugu. So another one is coming. The bigger one is even coming. Okay, so you talk about Remo. Remo is not the oldest team in Nigeria, but is the team with, I can risk to say that one of probably one of the deepest pockets in Nigeria, and they're also playing they're also playing Champions League.
Sorry, who that thought? You said Remo is one of the people with the deepest pocket, and I keep hearing it. I have heard it. What do you mean by deep pocket?
Deep pocket is an expression that is generally used in Nigeria when we want to refer to a team or a person that has access to financials. Okay, as we speak, I don't know any other team that has a standard that owns its own in Nigeria. I don't know any other football team that owns its own stadium.
Okay, so they own
own their stadium, they own their practice pitches, and these are standard facilities, international standard with swimming pools and everything. They have that there. They have under 10, they have under 15, under 21. They have female teams. Okay, and it's really a good model for people to also follow.
So to follow up with a question, just like you said, Enyimba and the Enugu match that happened.
Yes.
But I think one of the things that there was proper documentation or camera recording of the whole event. Is there going to be something of such to document that if I want to watch the match again, it's going to have the standard of probably EPL that I can rewatch probably on YouTube, or is it going to be live broadcasts? What's going to be the plan for it?
Yes, there's a plan for us to do live broadcast with SuperSport. Okay. We're working on that. We'll probably make that announcement by tomorrow.
Oh.
Okay, it's going to be on channel 209 with SuperSport. But even the Rangers match you're talking about, the Oriental Derby, okay, was also on television. It was recorded.
So apart from SuperSports, SuperSports is not Nigerian based. Apart from SuperSports, what other television or other media form can one use to access the tournament?
Okay, it will also be shown on our YouTube channel. Okay, and there is no other Nigerian television station that would show 2 matches per day. Now, except their channel that are dedicated to football. Only football dedicated channels can do that kind of thing. Okay, but of course, in terms of content and all that, we're working with Afia TV, working with Signature TV, as you already know. Okay, we're working with Dark Combinations as well. Okay, so those are the local stations that we are working with, both for the telecasts themselves. For the telecast, we're working with SuperSport.
Okay, we'll get back to that, and also connecting it with your colleagues. We have Uzo Nwobodo and Oduze. Now, I was ask the criteria, how and why you selected the collected.
Okay.
Hello, so can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? So the criteria was simple. The criteria is simple. Like if I was initially saying it, we chose the teams based on their crowd pool. Based on the crowd pool, these teams can pull the crowd. So Rangers is one. Enyimba is a crowd puller. Enyimba is a big man in Nigeria. It's a crowd puller. Enyimba. Rangers is a crowd puller.
Sorry, can you speak up louder? We can't hear you. We're struggling to hear you. Can you speak louder?
Okay. So I said Rangers is a crowd. The crowd pool was the first criteria. Teams that can attract people to them. Rangers is one of them. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Enyimba is one of them. Kano Pillars is a crowd puller any day. Kano Pillar. So we looked at these teams and we said, yes, we need to get these teams together, and also they have something too. Enyimba is the biggest club in Nigeria is concerned. In Nigeria is the biggest club. Rangers any day crowd puller. Most times, like Ifeanyi said, they have deep pockets, they are organized, they have everything going for them. Then we chose the Brazilian team. Of course, Corinthians is a big team, very big team. About the biggest in Brazil, one of the biggest in Brazil. You count the first 12 teams in Brazil, you count the first 3 teams as the first 3. So all these things was aimed to attract people to the stadium, and also make people enjoy the competition. That's the aim of the team. So we did the criteria was very clear. Some of them are champions. FC Cologne or Cotton Sports, champions in their place. Gor Mahia, champions. FC Cologne, champions. So it's a team. The teams that are coming are teams that are already champions. So it's going to be not only a Coast City International, but it's going to be a competition of champions. Most of them are playing African football. So that's the criteria we use in picking these teams.
Oh, okay. So apart from crowd pullers, because if I hear you, the current decimal seems to be crowd pullers. Are there other things apart from the traction that you're talking about?
Yeah,
So can I add to? I want to add to what Oso has said.
Oh, you can add.
You
You
can.
can add.
Yeah, I would say all sorts of history. These clubs are all historic clubs. Talk about Enyimba, like also said, is the biggest club because they've been from Nigeria and the continent for quite a few years now. And they are known to have produced quite a number of people in the Super Eagles. So the sense of history is there. Kano Pillars also would represent northern Nigeria. We know it's an illustrious club. The name is there, been there for a long time. One of the most popular clubs, if not the most popular club in the northern part of Nigeria. Remo Stars represents the new dawn as far as Nigerian football club level is concerned. They've introduced a few things that were not there before they showed up. If I said they have perhaps the only club in the country, private owned, that have their own stadium. You know, their social media press strong. So they represent that historic aspect of the Gen Zs. More people can watch them online, can follow them online. Like I said today, that their youth team presently is in Sweden for a youth. You know, I'm not based in Nigeria, but I could see that, and I know them. I see what's happening with them online. So when you and then you talk about Gor Mahia. Gor Mahia is Kenya itself. You can't Kenyan football without Gor Mahia being part of the history. FC Cologne are the champions, like also said, in Sierra Leone. They are also a very historic club, owned and managed by Mohamed Kalon. Mohamed Kalon is one of the best and most popular names of Africans that have played Europe. He's played for FC Monaco, played for Inter Milan, played with big names like Ronaldo, the man Ronaldo from Brazil. So then you Corinthians talk about Brazilian football club sides. Corinthians are very, very, very big names. That sense of history is there also. We're bringing some very popular names to Enugu for this tournament.
Okay. So I hear you. You've mentioned crowd appeal and historic icons. Now, moving forward, we need to ask your colleague because myself and my colleague were thinking if we have our own.
It's not like we thinking.
Okay.
We
have our own
team.
Our own football team.
Signature FC.
Yeah, Signature FC.
Signature
yes.
FC. So we're looking into if a team like ours wants to be part of this competition, this tournament, how possible can that be? That's to you, Odunze.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. I would say we'll consider it for future. This tournament again is going to be an annual tournament. For this year, we have all the slots already filled. So you can submit your application. We'll definitely look into Signature FC.
Why? Why are you making us submit application? Did Rangers submit application? Did they even submit application?
You don't even need
Why are we submitting application?
Indicate interest like you are doing now. So we'll look into it and see.
No, you didn't answer the question. Why are we submitting application? Did they submit application?
No, they didn't.
All right.
What are your resource channel? We want to know what are your resources. We hear the amount of money that also been earmarked for each team for just appearance team. It sounds like what they give senators just for sitting down. So what's resource channel?
Okay, so I would like Ifeanyi to answer this question because he's the chief marketer. So he's the chief. So I would like him to be the one that answers the question of resources.
Okay, so okay. If they threw it to you, your colleague threw it to you, what are your resource channels?
Okay, when you say resource channels, what are you exactly referring to?
Money don't just come from nowhere. 5 million, yes, does not just appear on the table and be like, oh, what's this for appearing? So what are your sponsors? Who are your sponsors?
Okay, we're going to do an unveiling probably on Monday. Okay, where all the sponsors will be listed. Where we'll also present the official football of the tournament. A special ball was designed by Nike. Okay, and it will be released at that unveiling. Okay, and that's also where the trophies will be released. That's also where the fixtures will be released. And that ball is called 2 Ball.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called the 042 Ball. Very interesting. So we're actually branding Enugu. Seriously. So all this will be revealed by Monday. A feast.
Where is the venue?
It will be done here in Enugu.
Okay.
Well, so I have a question now for you. I see that you said that next year is going to be bigger.
Sure.
Yes. So
sure.
I want to know, what's the bigger plan, and how are you going to do it next year? Are they going to be more teams? You said the pay is already going to be high. That's why I'm always I'm anticipating. Okay. You said fan base. I took some note of things that you guys are looking for. Okay. So I'm going to build it for myself. So I want to know, what is bigger plan?
Okay. Let me start by sharing in detail what the current is. Okay, now we have 8 teams, and like I said, each team gets 5 million for every match played. Okay, you're sure of getting 15 million because you are sure of 3 matches. Okay, now if you qualify for the next round, which is the semi-final, you get another 5 million. That makes it 20 million.
Yes.
Now if you win your match and qualify for the first, you get another 5 million. That makes it 25 million. So if you now win the finals, that means you win the tournament. Okay, you now get 15 million. So the winner of the tournament actually walks away with 75 million.
Okay, so hold that thought, hold the figure. It sounds like what you hear in some government, in some federal government. But you hold that. We're going to take a break, and within the break, we're going to play a documentary called Nimbo: The Day After. Stay tuned.
We are at Ugujuru in Nimbo, in Uzowani local government area. Deserted homes, and is actually what greeted us when we arrived in Ugujuru. Wet men attacked Nimbo community in Uzowani local government area. It is a tale of devastation, anger, anguish. The story is unbelievable. This varus was where the funeral ceremony was being held. Canopies were actually mounted around this when these armed headsmen came through from that spot, from that zone, and attacked them. This spot was where one of them died. If you could see, there's still some blood stains right on this spot.
While I was returning, I heard Hausas were shooting in the village. I didn't know what to do. I asked what happened. They told me Fulanis had my husband and my grandson. I was running and heard sound of gun. I returned back to hear what happened. I went to the uncompleted building, and behold, I found my father and my son shot dead.
Was where the village head of Igujuru was killed. He ran away from his house and came in right here to hide, only for the armed headsman to come right here and shot at him, and he died right here.
I was sitting right here. That is my room. All of a sudden, as I just entered the room because I wanted to dress and go out, I had 3 gunshots right beside my house there. I opened the curtain and I saw these 3 Fulani men right by that side. That is where they stood and shot the gun. And the whole people that was sitting on this canopy scattered. Myself, I ran back towards my neighbor's place. I was following that man because I'm a stranger here. I don't know where to run to. So I was running alongside with him. when we ran down towards that very house there and hid ourselves, not even knowing that that same place we were hidden were the road they were passing to go again. It was while they were going back, I now saw that they were three. It was two of them. I stood by the corner of the by the wall that house. There's an uncompleted building there. While the other man stood here with that his small grandchild on the hand, and I was holding one other smaller girl. That was when people arrived, two of them by this side, and they shot. Comment I had them made that time that you don't die today. All I was shouting is Jesus, Jesus. They now released that gunshot too. That man and his grandchild.
We are dying due to hunger. The armed Fulani Brain came shooting sporadically. My husband ran out into the farm. Safety. One of the herdsmen ran after him while shooting. He actually fell in the open field and died there. By then, I had already run safety.
Around 4 or 5, then Fulanis surrendered our area. And when he was trying to run away, he was shot. They killed him from Gadsden, hasted him through gun, and he's now in the mortuary, he's dead. I don't know what to do. Very serious pain. I'm very, very serious in pain right now.
We are on a very large expanse of land. As a matter of fact, if you look, you see some thatched houses. One of those who were killed on this farmland ran from his house, trying to escape down to that ditch, but only for killed right at the spot.
What we are witnessing in this community, especially Nimbo, Ibano, Urobo, Iyekoro, Abi, is killings planning herdsmen. We have apprehended 3 kidnappers, but government.
There is no love lost between the herders and farmers in Uzowani. They two point fingers, each blaming the other for the destruction and devastation. What was once a symbiotic relationship has turned into bitter anguish.
The Fulani herdsmen, when they started rolling their cows to this part of the world, they were friendly. All of a sudden, they changed. They started raping our women in the farm, destroying our farmland, and it was when they started destroying this farm, they started doing a lot of havoc to our people, that our people now are angry against them.
Reverend Father Casimir Urama was a former parish priest at Mary's Catholic Church, Nimbo.
Every Sunday when I come out to celebrate Mass or in the morning Masses or Sunday Masses, you barely see, because most of them have gone to Nsukka or nearby villages when they were trying to secure their life. And it really, just as I said, affected my ministry because no minister to
help us develop our farm projects. You won't say no that it's very difficult to say place that's more fertile. If you plant cassava here, you don't. If you do that, it will get rotted because of the fertility of the land. The land is surrounded by water. The river that moves from here to Ladambra, that is the boundary point, and so it makes the land to be very fertile. But don't go there. Have you seen anybody in the farm there? It's only we go back to your house, you see people cultivated here. When we have land that is being wasted, this is our resources. It will affect you won't talk of hunger in Enugu State. It will affect the whole nation.
While we're shooting this, we just received information from the Neighborhood Watch here in Ujoro that there has been some shooting in Adani community that involved 2 policemen and 2 Neighborhood Watchmen.
A development that is making more people from Nimbo.
I won't leave house. My tenant is leaving. Please, government should come to our rescue in.
When this attack took place, the Enugu State Governor, Peter Mba, was in Nimbo to reassure the people. Unfortunately, no matter the state government, there is a need for an intentional federal government intervention to stem the time bomb that is fast engulfing the southeastern region of Nigeria.
Did you not see me up while you were coming? They are from this village, but they run back to other villages. It is 5, 6, you won't see anybody around here, except the young ones. How long will they live like this? Should we leave our father's land to where? Because it has been a decimal occurrence. So please, what we need as Nimbo people, I thank God our governor visited us and he gave us a firm promise. Those gave us promises and nothing ever happened. There was no impact. Even from the federal, they came with Black Maria 2010 that they were going to, convert this place to commercial, help us to have mechanized commercial buildings, agricultural projects. Till today, we don't have any other occupation but farming. We need mechanized farming, at least to clear this around us, so that if enemies are coming, at least we'll be able to be visible. We have vigilantes and capable. I'm telling you, if they are well strengthened and equipped, supposed to be.
Behind me is a yam barn. Barn, of course, is a place where farmers store their crops, yam, cocoa yam, and all whatnots for the next farming season. If you look right inside it, it's empty. It has been a tale of destruction and devastation for this community. As a matter of fact, this agrarian community is one that produces millet, maize, and farm produce. This is what they do. They eat food from what they till. The soil is fertile, as far as I know, and this is even much more diverse because it is the month of May, and this is about the time that people are returning to the farm to plant crops and, of course, to eat from it at the end of the day. Nobody led towards the farm for fear of attacks by these herdsmen. Implications of this is that there would even be more hunger in the land. Charles Pius, reporting for Signature Television.
Welcome back from that. Wow, that was a lot to take in. Yes, I know before we took the break we were talking about football, sports, but it was a lot to take in. It was so much, and it still lingers and takes us back to the issue of insecurity. You see a woman, a young lady, if you ask me, I will even say a baby. So for her to have a baby, that baby must be a baby. And another human being who was created by God will look at a baby and shoot at a baby. It's one that you will have to. In fact, I believe it's leaving us wondering where is this coming from. Because it takes a lot, to even commit a crime in front of a baby, let alone shoot another person, then also terminate the baby's life. There is so much to take in, and we are very sorry. And for the people of Nimbo, we hope that beyond just hoping that something good happens to that land in a very shortest possible time.
We're going to be going back to the conversation at hand. We send our love and prayers to people of Nimbo. We're still discussing about football, the International Cup that's going to be happening here in Enugu, the coal city. And still with us in the studio, we have Mr. Ifeanyi, the CEO of Sky High, and the organizer of this event.
Mr. Ifeanyi, before we go on with the cup, I want to get your reaction concerning what we saw.
Well, I think that we have suddenly lost our humanity. I think that there is something very wrong with us as a people. I think that, thinking about it, if you follow wildlife, you notice that wild animals do not attack babies.
Yes.
Because they are not threatened by babies, except they are hungry, except they are doing it for food. Okay, but when you see human beings attack babies at will without any provocation, you simply know that there is something very wrong with those human beings. It's either they are demented or they are under some kind of strong influence. Okay, and as far as I'm concerned, no normal human being will attack a baby. None. Because the average human being, no matter how crazy that human being is, whenever a baby starts crying, you notice that if you're in a crowd, whenever a baby starts crying, everybody's telling the person with the baby, take care of that baby.
Yes.
What's wrong? Take care of that baby.
It's pure.
Then for someone to now go ahead in cold blood to shoot at a baby, it simply tells me that we're dealing with demented people here. Demented people. There's no other way I can explain it. They're demented.
So let's go back our discussion, and like you said, you said you went to a place and there was no they didn't know the president of Nigeria, but they knew Kanu and JJ Okocha. How far do you think this would bring this tournament, Coal City International Cup, would help to foster peace and unity in our society?
Yes, that's part of what I was talking about, that sportsmen have influence, okay, can step in and begin to talk about these things. Somebody like Rabiu Ali is a van and is still playing football for Kano Pillars. Okay, he is an icon, he's an institution in the entire North. If Rabiu Ali says something for Kano today, I can assure you that all the youth listen to him. Okay, and these are the people that can be used to broker peace, to get youth to reset, if I may use the word, to reset the heads of young people. Another typical case, during the unfortunate incident at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium after the Rangers Enyimba match, okay, where some people, there was chaos and everything.
Kanu stepped in.
Yeah, Kanu was, we were about leaving, we were all together, we were about leaving with Uchoke Chukwu. And he was concerned about his safety, and I said, Kanu, even if there is lightning and thunder in Enugu, you are safe. Nobody in Enugu would lay a finger on you, except they don't know it's you. And he was more like, and they wanted to steam out. Okay, when he was crossing, when we had to cross, somebody identified and started shouting, Papilo, Papilo. And then the angry mob suddenly became peaceful and started clapping for him and in his name.
You hold that thought. Odunze, I want to believe you're here with us. Odunze and also, hello?
Yes,
we would like to get your reaction towards the documentary we just saw. Odunze.
Yeah, I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear anything. I saw pictures, but I couldn't hear what they were saying, so I didn't quite get it.
It was a picture of, it was a video. The town called Nimbo in Enugu State, that was attacked by herdsmen. And among many other people that were killed was a man with the grandchild, baby. He had a baby on his shoulder, and the man was shot there. Another was, her husband was killed, and whole lot. The whole video explains the fact that, right now the people are scared to farm, that their land is fertile, but they can't make good use of it.
Yeah, it's tragic. It's terrible to see. Like Ifeanyi said, we've like humanity. You see this, and it shows not just even these people that kill. I think that many things I see on social media something happens, you post an innocent picture, you see a family post a normal picture of a family on social media, and you see thousands of very callous, very poisonous statements being made about an innocent picture. You wonder where people come from. Going to the extent of killing a child or trying to shoot at a child is the extreme of it. But even in our society today, there are a lot of, I see in Nigeria, maybe a lot of people are too idle and really don't have anything to do rather than, just be on social media and say all kinds of things. What people will not stand in front of you and say, once they get their laptop or their phones, they say anything they want to say. Some people take it as, they say it's catching cruise. They take it as or something, but you are damaging somebody psychologically, emotionally. You're killing people with your words just because nobody holding you accountable. So we as a society need to look inwards and we bring our humanity back, like Ifeanyi said.
Mr. Odinze, I would like to ask, how do you think football can broker peace with this whole crisis that we're facing, even across Nigeria as well?
Thank you. It's a great question. That's part of what we're trying to do with the Coast City International Cup. We see that when Nigeria is playing, nobody knows who's Hausa and who's Yoruba and who's Igbo. Nobody knows from Anambra State or who's from Enugu State or from Imo State. And Enugu is a very unique city. I don't know whether we've looked at Enugu in that perspective. Enugu is a melting point, right? Melting pot of what's going on east. I am from Imo State. I was born and bred in Enugu. Enugu is home. You would see people from all walks of life, from all tribes, tongues, right there in that city, just comfortable. Nobody's attacking anybody because of where they come from or the language that they speak, whether Igbo or not. That's why Enugu is unique, and we want to use this tournament to foster that peace. Let's put our differences aside. Football is a game that many and most people love. I saw the Rangers Enyimba game. I saw families with kids riding on the Stadium. It made me smile because, people that hadn't gone, I'm sure, to the stadium to watch a game in the years were there. It's taking it in, enjoying it. So we want to keep that, we want to bring that back with this cup.
Okay, Mr. Also, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
clearly.
Ifeanyi mentioned Rabiu and what he can do to help foster peace, in Nigeria. Obviously, stating the fact that if he has the audience of the youth of the north, the northern youth, right, still part of Nigeria, and the southern, eastern, whatever, western, we are all still part of Nigeria. How can this be put together in this cup? How can you find a way to harness it and bring Rabiu into the pick to help foster peace in Nigeria?
Well, first off, I watched that video and I was extremely sad. I think we paid lip service to this headers and farmers issue for a long while in Nigeria. And, it's sad that this thing still happens. It's not the first time it's happened in Nimbo. It's not the first time. It's been ongoing. I think that the politicians and the government in the past have not done what they're supposed to do. So, as it is right now, I think it's time we step in somehow, individuals, those with clout, step in somehow and see if we can foster peace between these two, especially in Enugu is concerned. So, someone like Rabiu Ali, of course, he has voice. He has the voice. And maybe what we do is in this tournament is you have a Kano Nwankwo, we have a Rabiu, have other people that are going to be part of this tournament, dignitaries and footballer stars. We can bring them together on the table and we can propose this to them. And we can do this. And we tell them, can we begin to talk about this? DJ Drogba did something like that in Cote d'Ivoire. A judge came in Liberia. So I think that we can actually do something about it. We can actually do something about it. But you see, as long as we pay the because if it ends in sympathy, oh, how can you kill? It's tragic. A baby died. Babies have been dying. So, but if nothing actively, it's going to continue. So, we've not thought about this clearly because the Nimbo thing happened. We've not talked about it clearly. We talked about it bringing security, showcasing Enugu State as a peaceful state. At this, maybe we should go back and sit down and see, okay, what can we do actively to make sure that something like this doesn't happen again in the Enugu State? So the Co-City International Cup gives us the platform to bring it together. And yes, maybe we will do that. Let's see how it goes. Maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do that. Come together and say, okay, after we're under pressure now, we need tournament off and kicking. But we could come back after this, during the tournament, put this thing together and say, can we do this? Then we get these two people together, see what we can do about it. Other people are there. They will even suggest other people to get it, to bring it. So that's my take. Something can be done. We must not leave everything to the government. We can do something.
Okay. Also, we understand that this tournament is going from 1st of August through to the 11th of August.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes, you're correct.
Okay. So we are now asking, so moving to this tournament proper, and the discussion of this tournament. Is there any plan put in place to bring in these men, like the likes of Kanko, the likes of Rabiu, the likes of so many other people in the first day or something within the tournament or at the first day of the tournament?
Rabiu Ali is actually playing.
Okay, Rabiu is playing. Okay.
Kano is the chairman of Enyimba, so he should be here. So, but if you're talking about it based on the peace efforts, then I don't think that it's that we have anything organized for that now. If that's where you're heading to. But naturally, in the course of the tournament, we have plans to bring in people to come in to be part of that tournament. So, but if it's based on peace, there's nothing on ground now here.
Okay. Look at the fact if I mentioned that the first match is going to be I call it again, is an Oriental derby between Enyimba and Rangers, or just an Enyimba, either way. And we saw the last time that match, that playoff happened at the Cathedral, that's at Nnamdi Azikiwe University. There was massive crowd. Are there measures put in place to checkmate against crowding, stampeding, are there measures put in place for proper things to be done and proper procedures to be followed?
Yes, we have a very competent security personnel who is part of the executive committee, Giant, who knows about security and everything. And yes, we were in that match and we saw the flaws. And credit to the Rangers organizers, because the next match they prepared for it. And they kind of solve that problem. So yes, we have something put on the ground to make sure that we don't overcrowding. We don't have a situation where people are jumping into the pitch while is going on or after the match. So those things are on the ground. Yeah, we have them.
Okay. Are there also some security measures set in? I mean, talking about mobilizing military men or army are there security measures set in place as well?
Yes, they are. So part of what the government is giving us is that the government is having security. So they promised to start security. That's what they said. So apart from what they are doing, we also have our security plan. So yes, we're going to collaborate with the government. We're going to collaborate with the government to make sure that security is okay. So but we have plans for army, police, and every other thing. Yeah.
Okay. So some of us like food. There is security in place. There is property. Some people like food. And I heard, from a real source that 5 million will be given for every team appearance. Now I know I'm going to push it. Is there any money awarded for fans just sitting up allowance and also for feeding? Lighter note.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to all the caterers, people that make good food, or people that bake, being given the opportunity to sell their stuff there at the stadium. It's going to develop, it's going to help even the local economy for people that, make up bar, make all kinds of local delicacies. The restaurants around all parts of Enugu will be the better and the richer for it, because people are going to come in and they're going to want to eat. So we're looking forward to a feast of football and a feast of food as well there in the city during the tournament. And may I mention that I wanted to mention this earlier. We have international referees, United States Soccer Federation licensed referee coming from the US for this tournament. They will participate. I have a lot of friends, some from Africa, Sierra Leone, Egypt, all have indicated interest that they want to come. It's going to be a truly international event, and we look forward to that.
Okay, I think I have just a final question for you, just to clarify. Are we going to be paying for the tickets, to enter the stadium, or is it free?
Yes, we will. Let me let you find you. Give you the price.
Anyone can answer.
Jump in.
Okay, I will answer that question with a question. Now, having seen what happened at the Oriental Derby, the last Oriental Derby,
yes,
judge for yourself. They are playing another one on the 1st of August, and you say it is free. That will come in. No. What do you expect?
No, but even that was a ticket tent.
Yes.
And whatever happened. So
at some point,
the ticket, we thought we thought get.
No. At some point, there was an announcement that people should go to the stadium, and apart from that, go to a point where the crowd overwhelmed the plans that was made. Okay, but bottom line is that there is a culture that we need to have. Remember where we started from? I said that football is a business, okay? It creates jobs, okay? And someone had asked me earlier today, how come our players in Africa are all migrating to Europe?
Yes.
They don't play in Africa.
Yes.
This is why, because we do not see it as a business. We just see it as a sport, as a recreation. We expect people to come to this, play their hearts out, come to the pitch, play their hearts out, get injured while making us happy and pay anything for it. That is absolutely unfair to the players. It's very, very unfair to the players. Now, governments, you also see governments that are funding state football teams. The reason why they are doing that is because without them, probably no individual is willing to keep on piling losses year after year.
So City is also paying for the officials, like referees that are coming in?
Of course, we're paying for everything. Apart from the things that the state government is giving us
and the accommodation of the players that are coming in?
Yes, we're paying for everything. Okay, so it costs money. Now, to do this, Enugu people need to get used to paying for entertainment, because that's what it is.
Beyond Enugu, I think.
So sir, just give us this immediately and then tell us what to expect from you guys.
Okay, fine. Actually, the cheapest ticket that is sold in Enugu now is 500 per game. Okay. But we are selling our tickets per day because they're playing more than one match per day. So the cheapest ticket is going for 1,000 naira. Then you can watch 2 matches, okay, with 1,000 naira. Okay. Now, by the time it gets to the semi-finals, it stays like we're not going to increase it for semi-finals or finals. It will stay flat. The cover stand, which will go for 3,000 naira. Okay, flat. And the only twist there is the VIP, the real VIP, because in Enugu we have never had the real VIP. What we've just had is people that come and pay 5,000 or 10,000 and they sit there watch matches, and they go and they leave. Many times you also see people on the floor because there's not enough, or because some people did not pay and they just go there and sit down and take the seats. So for the first time in India, we're going to have a real VIP setting. Okay, what is this VIP setting? All the people in the VIP will pay 100,000 naira to be there. So the ticket for VIP is 100,000 naira a day. So if you want to watch the 9 days, you are going to pay 900,000 naira flat. Okay, but when you are there, you have access to a buffet. You eat as much as you want, you drink as much as you want, as long as you are there. Okay, now we need to understand that in football, there are many people that come to the stadium, especially to the VIP, not because they like football, but they come to network, they come to do business. Okay, and that works a lot. That works a lot. So we are creating that platform, okay, for business people in Enugu to also network, and for people that are coming from outside to network with our own businessmen as well. Okay, so it's 100,000 naira, and I'm sure both of you, each of you, can pay 100,000 and come and network.
Yes. Thank you very, very much. So we're going to be taking just few more words from Zoom.
Yes, your last word. Okay, I think we'll start with also one of your last words on this, and yes,
before we let you go.
Before we let you go, also.
Okay,
please,
my last word on this.
Just help us.
Okay.
What's your last? What should we expect from Coast City International Cup, the tournament?
What you're going to expect is something you've never seen before in Nigerian football. What you're going to expect is a tournament that is organized properly. What you're going to expect is entertainment. Expect is networking. What you expect is something massive. So it's going to be like, we want to make it to be like a carnival. It's going to be nice. It's going to be enjoyable. It's not something, just not about the football match. It's about coming there, and you notice that for those 10 days or the 11 days, it's just going to be an 11 days of fun. So we have other things aside that we can't see everything and we're preparing, but it's going to be wonderful. That's what you're going to expect. Thank you.
We should also be expecting Usongu as well.
Of course, I'm there.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for joining. We appreciate it. And we want to also hear from you, Oduze. What's your last word on this for today?
Okay, first thing would be to appreciate both of you that interviewed us. I think you guys are excellent at what you do. I hope and I wish your station the best. Look forward to partnering with you guys and the Cup. And like also said, we know the atmosphere at Okpara Square every Saturday morning. You know, it's all fun. People come with their beginning and they have fun while exercising. And after exercising, they eat and put back all the calories that they burned with more at the end of it. So that's what we're looking forward to. Looking forward to a carnival. A carnival is the right word, the right way to describe it. Carnival of football, carnival of entertainment, carnival of food as well. So we encourage everyone, please clear your calendars, make space, pay for the tickets as soon as possible. Come out to Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, our cathedral. Let's just have fun for 11 straight days.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Kaitodu, so I believe we're also expecting you.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much, and it's been an amazing time.
Before we go, how can we get the tickets so that our viewer can just tell us how to get the tickets?
Okay, the tickets will be released on Monday.
Okay.
Okay, you can get it on our website.
Okay.
You can get it on seniorbarman.com is the traditional ticket seller for Rangers.
Okay, so and it's also official that people can stream it, the tournament Signature TV.
Yes, it's official. You have the feed.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So much, Ifeanyi